Hi guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you're well and I hope that you're enjoying my new series on SQL. Yeah, I really want to thank you for your comments on my last post and for those who have enjoyed so far and even for the question and for the comments. I really appreciate you. So this is the time. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and let us grow this community together. If you're just seeing me before, my name is Omolara. I have over 2 years of experience already in the data space, and I'm just trying to put out my skills out there to also allow people to learn from my experience so far. So if this is the kind of content you would love to always see, please subscribe and join this community. So having said that, today I'll be doing practice question on SQL using a Kaggle data set. So I had to actually go on Kaggle to go and look for a data set that could allow us to explore so many other things, right? I just wanted to show like different aspects of what we can do, right? So that's what we'll be doing today. I hope you're excited about it as much as I'm excited. So I went on, oh, before that, I wanted to show you guys something. If you're thinking, if SQL is the right thing for you to learn. Probably you've been battling, or should you learn it, or maybe it's going to go and everything. This person is like one of the best things I follow, that I see his post most of the time on LinkedIn. See what he says. He said 1970s SQL, 1980s SQL, 1990 SQL, and so on. 2020 SQL, 2030 SQL, highly probable 98%. So it's something that is still in use. And if you look at the post and even see other people's comments, it's quite funny. Yeah. So I'm not sure the SQL is going anywhere anytime soon. So it's still a good skill to learn if you're considering it. So if you're a beginner, you want to start this video, I would recommend that you go back to my previous video about 15 learning SQL in 15 days. I'm sure that is going to help you because this tutorial is going to be on an intermediate level. So let's go. So yeah, the data set I'm going to use today is an SAP Bike sales sample data. In my previous experience as a data migration specialist, I worked on an SAP system. So basically, when I saw the SAP, I was like, okay, let's work on an SAP data, a dummy data on SAP. So I would also put the link of this data in my description. So this is bike sales sample contents from SAP ERP and cloud. If you don't know SAP, SAP is basically like system application and products, all this ERP system for enterprise resource planning. So basically they have like customer management, their sales orders, their product, their customer, their employee management, their finance, all of those data are being recorded in that system. And it's of course for analysis. So yeah, so that's why we want to explore this data. But this is basically on sales. So we have about 9 files. We have the addresses, the business partners, the employees, the product category text, product, sales orders, and sales orders items. So I'll attach the link of this file to my video description, or you can just come on Kaggle. Kaggle is where you can download free data sets. So it's also a way for you to improve your learning. You can come on Kaggle, just check kaggle.com and you will see different data sets. You can just search on data set and then you see the list of dummy data set that you can practice with, right? So having said that, I already downloaded the data into my system. Sorry about that. Let me just close my Zoom. So I already downloaded data. This is the list of data sets on my system. So let's go to my database. Also, I already created a list of questions that we can analyze from that data set. So these are some of the questions that we'll be answering. I'm sure we're not going to be able to attend to all, but let's see how God is going to help us to progress. So first thing I'll do first is to create a database. Create database by, I'm just like, if you were just starting out a project, because this is actually going to do beginner to advanced, so we can a beginner can also follow through this project, right? So I hope so. So we create a database bike sales. I already have my database created. So if I try this, I'm not going to be able to create it. So it says can't create database, bike sales database exists. So it's already existing. So that's why I won't be able to create it. But in your case, you create it. And then again, this is my SQL workbench. So this is my own RDBMS. Yours can be PostgreSQL, yours can be SQL Server. I already did a video on that in my last video, talking about know your RDBMS and also how to install my SQL workbench if you don't have it. So if you have not watch that video, you can also go back to watch that video. It's my previous video. So after installing the workbench, so you create the database and you comment to refresh your database, and you will be able to see the list of databases you already created. So I already did mine, so as not to waste time, but I'm just going to show you the steps. I'll right click here and say data table import wizard, and then click on browse. So this is where my own data is. Just go to your location and pick. So let's say address, just click on the data, open, and then you do next and all of that. So after doing all of that, you click on, you import all those data one after the other. So this is what you have after you're done importing each of those files. Can you see? So I have my data here already. The address, the partners, business partners, the employees, product category. So all my data are now available. So we can now go straight to our analysis, right? So the first table we have here is addresses. So what we can do first is to first check all the tables to have a bit of understanding about what the table looks like, right? So my address, let's see what is inside the address table. So we have like address ID, the city, the postal code, the streets, building, the country, the region. You can see this also already look abnormal. So we can just try and do our data cleaning steps. So how do we change this? Because we know that, of course, this is like special characters which should not be as part of our field name. So we can, of course, we can change this. We can do alter table address, right? Addresses, and then we want to modify, oh, sorry, we want to rename this column. Let's see if I can copy. Yeah, copy feed name. Yes, I can copy feed name. Remember, you have to put it in this because it's like a special character. Rename these to, I think what it should just be is just only address ID, right? So this is how you can rename your column. What's the error? Rename, oh, sorry. Rename, I did not put column. Rename column. No, we are renaming a column, right? So I'll say rename column these to this. That's the simple statement, right? So this is how you can rename your column, right? So yes, so we have it. So let's try and select this again and see what we have now. Yes, so I think it makes sense now. So it's now neat. We have renamed our column and every other thing looks good, right? Let's check others. Select. We'll just go through the table for better understanding. Business partners. All right. I had to end the code so it doesn't affect. So I can just comment this out so it doesn't affect. That's how to comment if you have a multiple line and close the comment. So now I can run this. All right, partner ID, partner role, email address, the fax, web address, the address ID, and so many other information, So just check through all the table to ensure that you're familiar with the entire table. So now let's go to the questions. So I have these questions written out already. Actually, I'm going to attach the list of these data questions to the description box. So in case we're not able to finish it, you're able to also try more questions on your own aside from the ones that we might not be able to solve, okay? Just for your own practice. So now let's go ahead. Let's jump right into solving questions. So question 1 says, list the top 5 most expensive products. So I'm going to copy and paste it here. So if you want to get the list of most expensive product, of course, that's the product table. So let's start from products. Right, so this is what we have. So first of all, we want to get most expensive. That means we need the price for us to know which one is expensive. So the product ID and then the price. So what do? We try to group by the product ID. So with this, we have to order by also in descending order so that it comes from the most expensive one to the least. Order by the price in descending order, and then we have to place a limit of 5 since we only need just 5. Oh yeah, so it says that select list is not in group by clause and contains non-aggregated column. Yeah, so we have to include all our every columns that we're selecting has to be present in our group by field. So group by product ID. Then I want to group by price first. Sorry, I want to order. What am I saying? Sorry about that. I'm supposed to do group by product ID and also group by the price too, right? So yeah. Yeah, so this is what we have. So this is the top 5 most expensive products represented by their ID. I want to see if we can actually see, okay, we don't have like a description basically of the product name. I can get that if you are thinking with me, I can get that, but I don't want to go too deep. But I can go back to it and show us. It will need us to actually do a join. So, but I don't want to go into join. So I want to start really simple before we go to the complex ones. Oh, sorry. So the next question says, find all the products that belong to the mountain bike category. Find all the products. So again, we also need the product table. So let's start from products. Here, because we need, we don't have this is the description I was talking about. We don't have this description in the products table, it's products. So we need to do a join. So here is becoming complex. It's becoming a bit complex for beginners. So, but just follow along, you get it. So select start from product and we do a left join. We need a table that has the description of each product. So I think that product category or product category text. Okay, product category text can help us. So we left join on product category text. So let's call our products. Let's give it an alias P. Call it P for ease. And then product category text, let's call it PT, maybe, right? So we have to join on something on P dot. So which column is actually common between the two? If we look at product as product ID, supplier partner ID. Let's check the text. The text as product category ID. Okay, this also has product category ID. So we can join on product category ID. So P dot product category ID equals to PT dot. Those are like the primary key that we need to join on. PT dot product category ID. So let's see what we have here before we can do like, yeah, so it's good. So the You see, now we have like a short description of what we need. All right. So now we want to say, because remember they said find all the products that belong to the mountain bike category, to the mountain bike category. So from product P, let's join this on this. So we need to put like a where condition. Where can we find the names? It's in the short description. So we can say where short description is equal to is equal to mountain bike. Let's see if we have any mountain bike. Let's see. Oh, really? How many do we have? Oh, this is interesting. So we have four records that has a description of mountain bike. So that means as part of the product that was purchased in this data, we have a total of 4 records that are mountain bikes. I hope you got that. I hope that you're learning. Please, if you're really learning, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and encourage me to grow this community. Thank you. So let's make progress. The third question, question 3. All right. Question 3 says, list the total sales amount. So it says gross for each product category. So probably the stakeholders want to know the total number of sales that they are making on each product, right? So this is a valid question. You come to as a data analyst, hey, hello, Mr. A. We want to know how much sales we are making on each of our products, right? So you as a data analyst, how do you do that? First of all, we have to select star again from the master data, which is the product table, from products, right? Remember, we need for each product category. So we also need the product category. Prod category. Yeah, prod category, right? And then we need the total sales amount. So we have to do a sum of, so how do we get the, I think this table should have gross. Do we have anything like gross? Oh no, so remember, yeah, so it says list the total sales. So we don't have the gross amount in our product table. So that means we'll need another table, right? Yeah. So I'm just going to just select star. So I don't complicate things for now. I call it P. So we automatically know that we need to join it with another table to get the gross sales. Let me just do select star from sales. We have a table called sales data, sales orders. So let's see sales orders. If you can see the gross amount we're looking for there, right? So select star from sales order. Let's see what we have in there. Unknown what? Unknown price. Where's price coming from? Oops, I broke it, sorry. Which one did I break? Order by. I see. Imagine where I did that from. Sorry about that. All right, so it's from here that has the top 5 most expensive. Remember, so that must have been a mistake. All right, so let's continue. Select start from sales orders. Remember what we're looking for is the total gross amount. So I'll just run this. So let's see, we have the gross amount here. Yes, so this is what we're looking for. So this is the total gross amount that we're looking for. So now we can do a join. So select start from product, call it P. And then, now remember we need from product, we need the product category ID. And from sales orders, we need the gross amount. So I'm going to do a left join sales orders. Let's call it S. So what are we joining on? Lowercase s. So what are we joining? We're joining on p.pro category, right? Equal to s.pro category. Do we have product category in sales orders? I did not check that. Sales order ID, no, partner ID. Okay, we only have partner ID. So let's see how we can join the two tables together, right? Product table. Okay, so we have a field called supplier partner ID. So the way you can learn with this is because, I'm also doing this with you. So the way you can learn is to actually follow along with me as I'm doing it. So you can also check, what's the primary key present in this table? How can you connect these two tables together? These are likely things you get to do. While I was working as a data migration specialist, one of the things I get to do is to look for those common keys. What are the primary keys? How can I join the vendor table, or maybe with the company codes or something? There's always something to join on, and they are called the primary keys. One has to be a primary key, and there has to be a foreign key in another table. All of those connections, basically. So, I do select start product P from sales order S on P, the product category. Okay, so no, I said that there's no product category in sales orders, right? So can we check other tables if we can use that? This is sales orders items. Sales orders ID. Oh, we have product ID here. We have product ID in our sales orders item. Let's check our products. We have, okay, so we can use our sales orders item to, yeah, you can use our sales orders item instead. So I'm going to use sales order items, right? Because the primary key in the product table is the product ID. So that's why I changed it to sales order. So here we can join on product ID. Is that right? Yes, product ID equal to s dot product ID. I hope there's no mistake here. So, products, okay. Because usually why I get to know if there's a mistake is if it doesn't bring a suggestion of the field name, then I know that there might be a mistake somewhere. So let's run this. All right, so this is what we have, right? But what we need is, remember I said we need the product category ID, and we also need the gross amount. So we have the gross amount, yes, here. So now what do I need? The two fields. I need the product category ID together with the sum of the gross amount. Now I might need to put the alias to represent them. Excuse me. The gross amount is from the sales order item, and the product category is from any of the two anyways. So with this, I think, yes, so I need to do a group by, and then do a group by P, the product category ID. Group by. You see, I already said if it's not bringing a suggestion, that means there's an error somewhere. All right, but it doesn't look good, right? So let's give it an alias and call it as total sales. Okay. Okay, I think we're good to go. Do we need to order it by something? Maybe, maybe not. Order by. Let's order it by the total sales in ascending order. Good. So this product CB is doing the least in terms of sales. And then remember what I said, if we want to get the short description, remember, that means we would also need to join on the product text. Yeah, which we can also do. Should we do that? Yes, I think so, because looking at product category alone, I don't think it really makes sense to say product category, this is this. Well, I think the question says product category, so I don't think we should bother, right? You can do yours and then add the product name to it. So that's just my own thinking. Anyways, so because of our time, I'll just move forward. Question 4. Question 4. So question 4 says, find the total number of products for each product category. Find the total number of products for each product category. So select star from products. So now we have to do product category. So we want to find the total number for each of those product category. As we can just call it total number. This one is a straightforward one question. And then do a group by product category ID. And then write. So yeah, for RO we have 3, for BX category we have 6, for CC category we have 3, and so on and so forth. So these are the total number of products that we have. So we have 3 products. For RO, we have 3 products. For BX, you know. So if you wish to dig further, you can dig further. Yeah. So for now, I'm going to leave. I think I should leave the sessions of the product, and then let's move to the sales order items, right? So I'm jumping to question 8 now. So remember again, as I said, I'm going to be attaching the question to the description, so you can go ahead and solve all of the questions for more practice. And please, if you have any question, don't forget to put it in the description box. I will be willing to answer them all. Okay. Question 8. So this one says, calculate the total gross amount for each sales order. So I think we've done something similar to this, right? So select star from, but in this case, we're doing for sales orders, right? Which is the master table here. Sales order, I think sales order is like a transactional table, not the master data, because sales orders can change, like, yeah, it's like an action, so it's transactional table. That's the mistake. All right, so select start from sales order. Let's see and see what is in there. Okay, so we need, of course, for each sales orders, we need the sales order ID. And then we also need, just like we did for the other one, we'll need the sum of the gross amount. Sum is almost similar to the last one we did. Gross amounts. Remember, you have to do a group by sales order ID. So you have 3, 3, 4 for each of the. Interesting. You know, here you can call it as total gross amounts. Okay, so that looks good. So maybe the company wants to know which of our product, which of our sales, which sales is making the least of the gross amount, which sales is making the least of the money, which sales. Then you can also add an order by statement to order by the total gross amount. All right, so we can see this particular product is doing the least. That's not good. All right, so let's progress. Let's progress. We also have, so let's see this. Now this question says we should find the trend in sales over different fiscal period. This is like a common question. Fiscal year is such a common language in finance. You hear fiscal years. Fiscal year is like the year of sales. So every company has their own fiscal year. So they want to know, which is a solid question. Like we want to know the sales over different fiscal years. So which of the year basically do we make more sales? So that's like trends, right? So let's see. So if I want to now just do like a select star, first of all, from my sales order table. Okay, so this is what we have. Now, what we need here, we need the fiscal year. So it is here, as much as we need the trend in sales, either the net amount or the gross amount. So we need to look at the fiscal year and compare it. So let's do select fiscal year period. Then we also need the sum of the net amount. The reason why I'm using net amount here, remember that, in finance, there's something they call gross and net. Net amount for me, I know, is after tax deduction. If I don't know if I'm correct, but that's what I think. It is after the tax has been deducted. So if you really want to know the trend of sales, I believe that should be after the tax has been deducted. If you have another opinion, you're also right. Because I have little experience in finance, but this is just my own view. So, but remember that fiscal year, let's see the date of the fiscal year. Oh yeah, so fiscal year, can you see it's showing 2018-001? Does it look like a real date format? Because if we check our sales order table, let's check. Fiscal year is int, and it has to be a date field. Because okay, let's try and say we want to get year, because that's what we need. We want to get the year from this table. Let's run it and see what's gonna happen. You see? Okay, non-aggregated. Okay, that's about group by. That's about group by. Let's call this one. Let's call it year. So we want to do a group by year. Why did I have a quote? Year is already a special character. It's a keyword in SQL. So putting that slanted quote will make it, how do I put this now? Will make it a string rather than a keyword. So let's run this and see what's going to happen. Can you see? So it's returning null because it's seeing the fiscal period as what? As an integer. So what do we need to do? We need to convert the fiscal year period to a date field, right? So most of the time, we usually have issues like this even in a standard organization. In my experience as a data migration specialist, most of the time we have to do like convert or cast a date field to another data type, most of the time. So date field is something that most of the time you find yourself working on part-time, depending on what you want to use it for. So you have to standardize it for that purpose. So first of all, I need to update that field. So let's do this. So I'm going to update sales order. That's the table. Update sales order and set the fiscal year period. Let me just copy the field name here. That fiscal year period equal to, now, this is a bit dicey. Let me open the table in another place. If you look at this table, this date, 2018-001, it doesn't look like, normally if you have normal date, you have 2018-01, like 01 or something, right? So I don't know if you know something they call Julian date. There's something they call Julian date. You have 001 as day one, 002, 003, 004, I don't know if you know that kind of date. So this is like 2018-001, 2018-001, 2018-001, 2018-004. So we have to actually break this data. So first of all, I think the first thing we can do is to select the year. See, there's a simpler way I can also do this. If I want to use a substring, I can as well just say that give me, before even updating that field, because I know it's going to be wrong, because it's not going to be seen as a year. If you want to do like a complex analysis, it's not going to work that way. But I can find my way around it and say, just give me the substring of this field and start it from, now I need only year, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to say substring 1, 4. Okay, I need to do this here. I know it's wrong, but yeah. If I do, if I do this, you see what it's giving me. So it might work, but that's not what I need. Like, because that's not like a date field. You're still seeing these things as an integer. So it's wrong. So because if I sum that fiscal year period date field in my table, it's going to sum them together, which is not supposed to be, because it's supposed to be a date field in the real sense. So I won't be doing this. I just said, oh, you might be thinking, so why not we just do like a substring? Yes, but it's wrong, because it's not supposed to be treated as a string. It should be a date field. So that's how we're going this out. So update sales order, set fiscal year period equals to. So first thing first I want to do is to do like, first of all, we want to get left. So what I want to do is to break it. I will do like left fiscal year period. Please just follow along. You'll get what I want to do now. Fiscal year period. I don't think that's correct. Start from 1 and end it on 4. Now, also, remember what I want to do is to separate. I want to separate 2018 and 004. So I can do left, pick 2018 for me as the year, and then do like a mid so that I can start from the middle. Okay, so I want to also do mid of the fiscal year period field. And then start it from where? Start it from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be 5, then 1, 2, 3. So I need 5, 3. So after doing these on both sides, what I now want to do is to concatenate so I want to do like a date in that sense. So it will be 2018-001. I put an hyphen to separate those. Instead of that integer, 2018-001, I want to do that as 2018-001. Do you get? So I'm just going to do like a concat. I said concat. Sorry. Concat the left together with the mid. So I'm going to put an hyphen in between them and then comma. Following, right? And then I'm going to close the bracket. Why is this guy doing this to me? What's going on here? Well, I don't know why this is on, but let's just go. I don't know why it's doing this. So I'll close and then the string to date is also closed. Oops, there's an error here. Bracket closed. All right, let's see. But it's still saying there's an error left. Oh, I see. So left doesn't have beginning. Left is left. Do you get? So that's the mistake, I think. So if you want to do just left, just count where you want to stop. So it knows left is always from the beginning. So I don't need to specify, sorry. I don't need to specify the beginning, right? So I think that should work. Can we take a look and see? It says incorrect date time value 2018-001 for function string to date. Incorrect. Okay, can we use here lowercase y to j to j? Because sometimes that format could be a problem. How you wrote the format string, it's still saying incorrect. Well, I'm not so sure. Oh, it worked now. So the year, can you see what I did? So the year is meant to be in capital letter and the Julian date is meant to be in lowercase. Most of the time, see what I did? Most of the time, like year is always in caps lock and other date formats. So most times, if you don't know the date format specifically, you can just go online and check for the date formats you can use to convert it. So we've done that. So, but if you see that we are not done, right? Because even the fiscal year is still in int, but we have to convert first to a string before we can convert it to directly to a date. All right. So now we need to alter the table. Alter table sales order. And then we want to modify a column. Yeah. Modify column fiscal year period to what? We want to change it to dates. So I think this should work now. Good. So let's see what we did. Can you see that our fiscal year period is now turned toward a dates field? So everything should be fine now. Let me go back to, so this is where we were coming from, remember? So I can now remove the substring and then use year as is meant to be, right? Then call it year. So year can now serve as a function now, right? Rather than using a substring to as year. So this should work well. Good. I think everything is fine. This was a long route, but I can assure you that it's a learning curve. Because first of all, you've learned how to update a table, and then change a field, and then alter the same table, and then modify the column. So I believe you've learned something. So, but in a real sense, it's like a trend, right? So we can call this sum net amount.